All right, everyone, get ready, because today we are going way back in time.
Way back.
We're diving into ancient Hindu cosmology.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
And we're going to be exploring how the universe is mapped out in the Brahma Purana.
Brahma Purana.
One of the major Puranas.
So the Puranas are really fascinating, I think, because they present such a different understanding of the universe. You know, we're so used to thinking about things in terms of like, you know, telescopes and equations.
Right.
But here we're talking about myths and symbols and deep philosophical insights.
So it's like we're reading a fantasy epic.
Yeah.
But with these spiritual layers kind of woven in.
Absolutely.
I'm hooked already.
Yeah.
So our source mentions massive continents and seas.
Oh, wow.
That are made of things like sugarcane juice.
Okay.
And ghee.
Interesting.
And even this terrifying underworld for people who have strayed from the path.
Yeah. Well, and all of this ultimately points towards understanding the nature of reality itself. But maybe we should start with the basics.
Yeah, let's do it.
So picture this, a universe that is structured not around galaxies and planets like we think of them today, but around massive continents called dvipas. And seas made of different liquids. And all of this encircles the central landmass, Jambudvipa.
Jambudvipa. Now that's where India is located, right?
Precise.
Like the center of this whole cosmic map.
The very center, yeah.
Okay.
And each continent is supposedly twice the size of the one before it.
Wow.
And they're all surrounded by these incredible seas. I mean, we're talking saltwater, sugarcane juice, liquor, ghee, milk, curd, and finally, fresh water.
That's a recipe for a very strange drink.
I think I'll pass on that one.
I think I will too.
Yeah.
But the descriptions are so vivid.
They are.
And then on top of all that, you have the Earth's structure itself.
Right.
Which is 7 layers beneath the surface.
Oh, wow.
Each with its own unique features.
Like a multi-layered cake, but with mythical creatures instead of frosting.
Okay, I am so there. So let's break this down.
Yeah.
We have Atala Vitala Sutala Tala Tala, Mahatala Rasatala, and finally Patala.
That's right.
Okay, what kind of creatures are we talking about here?
Well, each layer, according to the Brahma Purana, is home to different beings.
Okay.
From demons and serpents to celestial entities.
Okay.
For example, Avalila is ruled by a demon called Bala.
Bala.
And its inhabitants are known for indulging in pleasure and revelry.
So nonstop parties.
You got it.
Minus the demon overlord. Maybe that sounds kind of fun.
Yeah.
What about the other layers?
Well, each one has a unique color and composition that reflects the qualities of its inhabitants. So, for instance, Vitala has a silver surface, and it's inhabited by beings who are masters of illusion and magic.
Okay, now we're getting a little spooky.
Yeah, a little bit.
What about the deepest layer, then Patala?
Patala is considered the most opulent layer, with a golden surface and palaces decorated with precious gems.
Fancy.
Very fancy. And it's home to the Nagas, serpent beings known for their wisdom and spiritual power.
Okay, so we've got this incredibly detailed subterranean world.
Yeah.
But we haven't even gotten to the continents themselves yet.
That's true.
So let's start with Jambudvipa, since that's the most familiar, at least to us.
Sure. Jambudvipa is shaped like a lotus flower.
Okay.
With 9 varshas, or divisions.
9.
And one of these is Haratavarsha.
Okay.
Which includes present-day India.
That's us.
That's right.
Okay. And what about the other continents? I'm kind of curious, especially about the ones surrounded by the sea of sugarcane juice.
Yes, that would be Plakshadvipa.
Plakshadvipa.
The second continent, it's twice the size of Jambudvipa.
Wow.
And the people there live for 5,000 years.
5,000 years. Talk about a long life.
I know, right?
What else makes Plakshadvipa so special?
Well, the Brahma Purana describes it as a land of eternal Treta Yuga.
Okay.
An age known for virtue and prosperity.
Gotcha.
And here's the kicker. The people of Plakshadvipa experience neither death nor disease.
That sounds pretty idyllic.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, but what about the other continents? I'm guessing they just get more and more fantastical from here.
You're catching on.
Right.
So Shamali Dvipa, the third continent, is inhabited by beings of different colors.
Okay.
White, red, yellow, and black, representing the 4 castes.
Okay.
And the sea around it is made of liquor.
Whoa, now we're in serious mythical territory.
Definitely not your average geography lesson.
No, it is not. So remind me again, the Brahma Purana isn't trying to create like a literal map of the cosmos, is it?
Not at all.
Yeah.
It uses these vivid descriptions to convey deeper truths about reality and the human condition.
I am starting to see that.
Good.
So what about the remaining continents then? Do they follow this pattern of like increasing size and strangeness?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Kushadvipa IV is surrounded by a sea of ghee.
Ghee.
And its people worship a specific form of Brahma.
Okay.
Then there's Kroncha Dvipa, encircled by a sea of milk, where people worship Vishnu in his Rudra form through meditation and yoga.
Meditation and yoga by a sea of milk.
Right.
That actually sounds kind of relaxing.
I know.
Okay, so then we have...
Shaka Dvipa, surrounded by a sea of curd, ruled by a king with incredible magical powers.
Those things are definitely getting more magical as we go.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, what about the last continent then?
The seventh and final continent is Pushkara Dvipa.
Pushkara.
Surrounded by a sea of fresh water.
Okay.
Now here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Pushkara Dvipa is split in two by a massive mountain.
Okay.
And it's said to have no concept of truth or falsehood.
No concept of truth or falsehood. That's a mind-bending idea.
It is.
So what lies beyond Pushkara Dvipa then? At the edge of this fantastical world?
Beyond Pushkara Dvipa is a vast expanse of uninhabited land made entirely of gold.
It's a gold.
Twice the size of the continent itself.
Wow.
And past that,
yeah,
the Lokaloka Mountain.
Lokaloka Mountain. What is that?
It's described as this massive mountain that marks the boundary of the known world. After Lokaloka, there's only eternal darkness and the cosmic egg, or Andhakaha.
Okay.
Essentially the edge of existence, as the Brahma Purana describes it.
Wow, what a picture. So this entire world, all 7 continents, 7 seas, the underworld, the Golden Land, Lokaloka Mountain, it all fits within this cosmic egg.
Exactly.
Wow. To give you a sense of scale, the Brahma Purana states that the Earth's total size is 50 crore yojanas.
50 crore.
Yojanas? I have no idea how big that is.
It's an ancient unit of measurement.
Okay.
And while the exact conversion is debated, we're talking about an unimaginable scale.
That is incredible. It really puts things in perspective.
It does.
And we've only just scratched the surface here.
We have.
We still need to explore the underworld.
Yeah.
And the concept of Naraka, or hell, as described in the Brahma Purana.
Right. And there we'll see the consequences of actions and the importance of righteousness in Hindu thought.
Okay. Now I'm both intrigued and a bit terrified. This is heavy stuff. We'll delve into the darker side of this ancient cosmology right after this. Okay, so we've explored this incredibly detailed world, you know, above and below the surface.
We have.
But like with any good story, there's always a darker side.
Right.
Right.
Time to face our fears.
Oh boy.
And explore the underworld.
Naraka.
So what's it like down there? You know, is it all fire and brimstone, like the stories say?
Well, the Brahma Purana describes Naraka as a rung of punishment, you know, for those who've committed sins during their lifetime.
Okay.
It's not really meant to be taken literally, but more as a symbolic representation of the consequences of our actions.
Okay, but what kind of punishments are we talking about here?
Well, it gets much more specific than just fire and brimstone.
Oh, no.
The Brahma Purana describes various hells, each one designed to punish a particular sin.
Gotcha.
So, for instance, there's Rarava, where those who've committed perjury have their tongues ripped out.
Yikes. Okay, that's intense. What about some of the other hells? Well, in Shukara, those who've committed heinous acts like killing a guru, a cow, or even an unborn child are thrown into a pit of boiling excrement.
Oh, that's... Yeah. Okay, so I'm getting the picture. It's definitely designed to make you think twice about your actions.
For sure.
Are all the hells this visceral?
Let's just say they're not for the faint of heart.
Oh.
In Rhoda, thieves are crushed under heavy rocks.
Oh my goodness.
In Taptasurmi, those who've inflicted pain on others are forced to walk on burning metal.
Okay.
And in Vaitarani, those who are consumed by greed drown in a river of blood and filth.
It's definitely a stark reminder about the consequences of our actions.
It is.
And the importance of righteousness.
Yeah.
At least according to this ancient text.
Right.
It really makes you kind of reflect on your own behavior.
Absolutely.
But, you know, the part that strikes me is how specific the punishments are.
Uh-huh.
Like, there's a particular hell for corrupting the Vedas.
That's right. The Brahma Purana meticulously connects specific sins with their corresponding punishments.
So, like, what else is there?
So, for example, selling alcohol or betraying a devotee, that lands you in Taptaloha, where you're burned with hot iron.
Right.
Incest leads to Mahajwala, where you're burned alive.
Oh, wow.
Disrespecting elders or corrupting the Vedas.
Yeah.
That leads to Shabala, where you're constantly bitten by dogs and jackals.
So every sin has its price.
It does.
And that price is a custom-designed punishment to fit the crime.
Exactly. And it's not just about punishment.
Okay.
It's also about purification.
Okay.
So the idea is that by experiencing the consequences of their actions, the soul's in Naraka are cleansed of their sins and can eventually be reborn into a higher state.
Interesting. So it's like this cycle of death and rebirth.
Right.
With the ultimate goal of achieving liberation from this cycle.
Exactly.
Okay, so there's hope even amidst all this suffering.
There is.
Is there any way to avoid Naraka completely?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. The Brahma Purana emphasizes the power of devotion to Vishnu as the ultimate atonement for sins. So even in the face of these terrifying punishments, there's hope.
Okay.
Sincere devotion, it suggests, can wash away even the darkest deeds.
So even if you've messed up pretty badly, true devotion can set you on the right path.
You could say that.
It's like a cosmic get-out-of-jail-free card.
Maybe not that simple.
Okay.
But the message is clear.
Okay.
Devotion to Vishnu is a powerful force that can lead to redemption and ultimately liberation from this cycle of birth and death.
Wow, that is powerful. But I have to admit, I'm still a little stuck on this whole concept of Naraka.
I understand.
It's such a vivid and kind of terrifying image.
Yeah.
Does the Brahma Purana say anything else about it?
It describes some of the tortures that are inflicted on the souls in Naraka.
Okay.
Some are hung upside down, some are eaten by worms, others burned in raging fires.
Okay.
The descriptions are very graphic.
I can imagine.
And meant to evoke a sense of dread and fear.
It seems like the Brahma Purana is really trying to drive home the point that actions have consequences.
That's right. It paints a very clear picture of the karmic consequences of our choices, both positive and negative.
It's definitely a more intense approach to morality than what we're used to today.
I think so.
But I can see how it would be effective in encouraging people to live virtuous lives.
Yeah, and remember, these descriptions of Naraka aren't meant to be taken literally.
Okay.
They're symbols, metaphors, intended to evoke emotions and ultimately guide people towards a life in alignment with dharma or righteous conduct.
So it's like a cosmic morality tale.
Right.
Meant to teach us these valuable lessons about right and wrong.
Exactly, but the Brahma Purana doesn't stop there.
It doesn't.
It goes even deeper, exploring the very nature of reality itself.
This is where it gets philosophical.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, hit me with it.
The Brahma Purana concludes with a thought-provoking idea. It suggests that neither good nor bad, happiness nor sorrow are inherently real.
Okay.
They're simply fluctuations of the mind.
Okay.
And true knowledge lies in understanding this ultimate truth.
Wow. Okay, so after this epic journey through continents and sees the underworld and even this cosmic egg, it all comes down to the nature of the mind.
In a way, yes. The Brahma Purana ultimately points us inwards, encouraging us to look beyond the external world and explore the true nature of our own being.
I need a minute to process all of that.
I get it.
It's been quite a ride.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I fully grasp the concept of reality being a fluctuation of the mind,
It's complicated.
but it's definitely something I'll be thinking about.
Well, it's a complex concept, one that's been debated by philosophers for centuries.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of the Puranas.
Okay,
They
yeah.
offer us these profound insights and invite us to grapple with them, to explore their meaning and relevance in our own lives.
So it's not just about accepting these stories as literal truths,
Right.
but about engaging with them on a deeper level,
Yes.
exploring their symbolic and philosophical dimension.
Exactly. The Puranas are like this vast ocean of knowledge and wisdom.
Okay.
And we can each dive in and discover our own pearls of understanding.
I love that analogy. So where do we go from here? I mean, we've explored the geography,
Yeah.
the underworld, even touched on the nature of reality.
Yeah.
What else is there to uncover in this Brahma Purana?
Well, it also contains detailed descriptions of the creation of the universe, the genealogies of gods and sages, and the importance of rituals and pilgrimages.
Okay.
It's a vast and complex text, and we've only just scratched the surface.
Sounds like we need to schedule another deep dive to explore all that.
We might need to.
But for now, I think our listeners need a moment to digest all this incredible information.
Yeah.
All right, let's recap then. We started by diving into the unique geography of the universe, as described in the Brahma Purana,
Right.
with its massive continents, fantastical seas, and this intricate underworld.
Uh-huh.
Then we descended into Naraka itself,
Yes.
exploring the concept of hell with its vivid descriptions of punishments
Yeah.
and that emphasis on moral accountability.
Right.
And finally, we touched on the Brahma Purana's insights into the nature of reality, suggesting that true knowledge lies in understanding the workings of our own minds.
Very true.
It's been a mind-blowing exploration of an ancient cosmological model that is both fascinating and thought-provoking.
It is.
Now back to you after this short break.
It's amazing to me how the Brahma Purana blends geography and mythology and morality into a single narrative.
Right. It's like a cosmic tapestry
Yeah.
woven with this ancient wisdom.
I like that. And you know, something else that I find fascinating is how this model reflects the societal structure of ancient India.
Oh, absolutely.
So the four castes,
Yeah.
Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras,
Mm-hmm.
they're actually represented in the inhabitants of the different continents,
Right.
highlighting the importance of social order and dharma.
It's almost like a blueprint for an ideal society.
Yeah.
Projected onto a cosmic scale.
Right. Each continent has its designated place and purpose, just as each caste has its own specific role and responsibilities.
Exactly. This idea of order and purpose.
Extends to the entire universe that's described in the Brahma Purana.
Right.
Everything has its place, from the highest heavens to the deepest hells,
Right.
all interconnected and interdependent.
Which is a very different view from like the modern scientific view of the universe, which often focuses on randomness and these vast impersonal forces.
Very different. The Brahma Purana offers a more human-centric perspective, where humans and their actions are central to the cosmic gemma.
Okay.
It's a vision of a universe that's both meaningful and moral, where our choices have consequences that ripple outward, affecting not just ourselves, but the entire cosmos.
That's a pretty weighty responsibility.
It is.
Makes you think twice about every decision.
Oh, for sure.
Knowing it could have repercussions on a cosmic scale.
It's a humbling perspective, but it's also empowering in a way.
Okay.
It suggests that we have agency, that our actions matter, and that we can shape our destiny through our choices.
So it's not about passively accepting fate, but about actively participating in the unfolding of the universe.
Exactly. The Brahma Purana encourages us to live a life aligned with Dharma, to strive for knowledge and understanding, and to cultivate devotion to the divine.
Okay.
It's a path that leads to liberation from suffering and the cycle of birth and death.
It's a lot to take in, but it's incredibly inspiring. It makes you look at the world, even our own lives, in a whole new light.
And I think that's the ultimate goal of the Puranas.
Okay.
To expand our perspective, to challenge our assumptions, and to ultimately guide us towards a deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe we inhabit.
Mission accomplished, I'd say.
Does think so?
This deep dive into the Brahma Purana has been an incredible journey.
It has.
I feel like I've gained a whole new appreciation for the depth and complexity of ancient Hindu cosmology.
Well, it's been my pleasure to guide you through this exploration.
Oh, thank you.
And remember, this is just the beginning.
Right.
There's an entire ocean of wisdom contained within the Puranas, just waiting to be discovered.
So to all our listeners out there, we encourage you to keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deeper into the mysteries of the universe, both within and without.
Absolutely.
Who knows what incredible insights you might uncover. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Brahma Purana. We'll catch you next time.